Don, for allowing me to talk. First of all, I want to say, today my son's getting married, and I could be out doing some other things, but this is important to me.
Amen.
This is very, very important to me. And if any of you have any problem with forgiveness, please see me sometime, because I'm going to tell you something here. Okay. First of all, I wrote down some words here. The first thing you need to do is you need to recognize, you need to know that you have unforgiveness in your heart. A lot of people don't know it. It's just habit. Someone does something to you, and you keep that little list in your mind, and something comes up, oh yeah, that's right. You know what? 3 years ago they did that to me, or they said that to me, or they said that to my friend, and they hurt them. And then you take that line item, and you put an asterisk, and you put another one down here. Oh, there you go. And that list keeps getting bigger and bigger. And that gets into your heart. That unforgiveness gets you, and it starts filling up your heart. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, you see me going around here with a smile on my face and everything else. There's no fake. You can tell when someone's faking joy, when someone's faking happiness. Mm-hmm. I am joyful.
Amen.
I am joyful because of forgiveness. And it started with Don. Don was going for his doctorate in music. Theology. And he wrote a lesson plan on forgiveness. And we talked about it while he was working on it, and we also brought it to the church. Now, at that point, I started to recognize, I started to know that, hey, you know what? I have unforgiveness in my heart. People owed me money, debts. People hurt me. There were tons of things that I was holding in my heart. I finally recognized it, and then the second thing I had to do, once I recognized I had that, is actually write out a list. This is where Celebrate Recovery comes in handy here. I had to sit down and think about, okay, who are all the people that have hurt me, perceived or not? What have they done to me? And I wrote down a list of people's names, what they did, and so forth. And believe me, you start writing that list, and all of a sudden other things will come to mind, and that list starts getting longer and longer and longer. You might only remember one or two things, maybe the most grievous things that someone's done to you, but there's lots of them, and that list starts getting longer and longer. So I sat down and I made a list, and then the next thing I did was communicate that list to God. And I prayed a lot about it, because I didn't want to forgive. I really didn't want to forgive people. I could forgive that $100 somebody owed me. But my brother, he owed me $3,000. I helped him buy his first house. I gave him $3,000 put down on his first house, and it's been 10 years, and he's never paid me a dime. That's my brother. How can you forgive your brother? You can forgive a stranger that you loaned $100, but your brother, you can't do that to him. My wife asked me for a divorce. A divorce? How can you forgive somebody for doing something like that to you? It's like somebody coming up and hit you with a baseball bat right across the head. Boom! That hurts. But I tell you what, until I finally went to what I call my third one, which is the action, gave it to God. When I finally got on my knees and I prayed and I said, God, I forgive all this. And I had that list there and I said, all this, and if there's anything else I forgot to put on the list, which I know I had, I'm forgiving it. I'm giving it to you. If they want to pay me back, fine. If they don't, it's gone. I'm giving it to you, God. I'm giving it to you, Lord Jesus. It is yours. You don't, I tell you, I get emotional about it. You cannot believe what it feels like to do that until you've done it. We're talking about, I told Don, it's like a millstone. You know the old story about the millstone, having a millstone around. A huge stone. This thing weighed tons that I had on me. And I didn't have joy in my heart, and I couldn't walk very fast in the Lord because I had this millstone. And on that millstone was written every unforgiveness that I had. It was huge. And when I gave it up, I tell you, at that moment, I felt like I could fly.
Amen. Amen.
I physically felt light, like, whoa, I can float, you know? It just that, it is, unless you've experienced it, it's hard to describe it. You know? And then the last thing you do is you got to celebrate. And you know how I celebrate it? I celebrate every single hour of my waking day by giving joy, by feeling joy that my Savior forgave me and that I was able, through his example, to forgive somebody else. And you know, I don't have to go up and quote scriptures or somebody or anything else. They come up to me and they'll say, "Why are you so happy?" Aha! You asked the question, now let me give you an answer. When you want to give your testimony, I mean, there's different ways of talking to people about the Lord and his salvation and what it can do for them. Mine is just showing his joy. Amen. People come up, and I had a customer the other day actually chewed out a person for talking to me disrespectfully, one of my bosses. I didn't think it was disrespectful, but she did. And she said, "You know, Bob is the happiest, the best person you got working here, and you talk to him disrespectful." And I'm going, whoa, I'm stepping back here. Wait a minute, don't get me in the middle of this. And later went to my boss and said, "Hey, I didn't take any offense to anything you said. Okay, so it's okay." But this lady went off on a tangent. And I tell you, it just feels really good to know that people will see that in you and that you can tell them why you have it in you. So if you have, I could tell you about all the things that I forgave when we sit down and talk, if you want to talk to me. But I also want to put a plug in for Celebrate Recovery, because that's where you can do it. You can go there, you can make your list, you can sit down with people who will listen to you, who won't judge you, and they'll help you to the process of going through and getting rid of that. And I tell you what, you just, that joy that you will feel when you finally give that up. Amen. And it's not easy, I tell you. It's tough, but the good things in life are tough.
All right. Thank you, Bob.